JafriQ Radio.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home.
JafriQ Radio.
Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land. All will be happy and gay. Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on JafriQ Radio. You're listening to Home Sweet Home on JafriQ Radio.
Radio. JafriQ Radio.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on JafriQ Radio.
You are always welcome home, welcome home.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home.
JafriQ Radio.
Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land. All will be happy and gay. Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on JafriQ Radio. You're listening to Home Sweet Home on JafriQ Radio.
You are always welcome home, welcome home.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home.
JafriQ Radio.
Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land. All will be happy and gay. Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on JafriQ Radio. You're listening to Home Sweet Home on JafriQ Radio.
Hello, viewers. We are back. This is JafriQ Radio, your favorite program, Home Sweet Home. Hey, panelists, because today God has blessed us with another new day, and we come on your way with Home Sweet Home. Home Sweet Home, we want every home to be sweet, and every married couple enjoyed the second heaven on earth. So, before we review the previous topics, I would like to acknowledge the sponsors for this program. So, Bayside Modeling Agency, the Church of Pentecost Japan, Zion Company Limited, Afro Kids Japan, Simon Noble Solicitors, Turmeric Hotel at East Legon, Accra, in Ghana, Willie Knox Jeans, and 1225 Jeans. This program is also streaming live on all the social media handles. That is YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So if you have not subscribed yet, please, all that we want you to do is to subscribe and then share with your friends so that they will also, your friends will become the family of this, let's say, radio program. Okay, I have my able panelists with me here, and I would like to introduce them to you. And I'll start with the lady. So they said ladies first. So I have my own mama here with me. Her name is Mama Naomi Zotto Asare. She is a women's leader in the Church of Pentecost, Japan. Mama, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And I have my able elder. Elder say, if you mention the title, you subject me to certain corner. So you can call him Diamond Prince. His name is Mr. P.O.D. He is also the producer for this program.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I have my ultimate DJ. If you want the best inspector, you can find it right from this room. Inspector Moses. He is in the person of DJ Clancy. And I have an executive producer who is the person of Nana Yao Pop. You can call him Popcorn, P-O-P. And I am your host. My name is Abna Poma Poku. You can call me Dickness Poma.
Foku.
Poku. Yes, Abna Poma Poku Foku. A woman with a long name. Okay. Oh, we bless God that He has given us another opportunity to be with you once again. And we thank you, our listeners, that all the time you've been there for us. Without you, we can do nothing. So we thank you so much for your support. And today we need much of your contributions of what we are about to do. Today is the review of the previous topics that we have and discussed about. And today we will start with the communication in marriage, and upon the special request, one brother or pastor requested that we should talk about the things that will fuel our marriages to make it, joyous. And one of the things are sex, love, and money. And I think last week we tackled the monetary aspect, and now we will talk a little about the love and also the sex. But now we will discuss about the communication in marriage. We have we've talked about it before, and this today is a review of the last year's programs that we did. So I want you to, call or send your text to contribute to it. Mommy and Elder. Today I have said it, Elder. Okay, so communication in marriage. How important is it to communicate?
Ladies first, or
This time, do we have to change the narrative?
Now, see,
Narration.
during introduction, it was ladies first.
Yes, so
So is it bias? No. So
Okay.
yes, you have
It has balance.
I had one guy, the armed robbers came and knocked the door, and they were just shouting that they should open the door before they broke the door. And the man said, "You go." The lady said, "No, you are a man, you have to face them." He said, "Don't you know that it's ladies
This
first?"
first.
But at some point, men first, not ladies first. Okay, so
Okay, yeah. I think in the first place, from what you said, it means that the ladies first at a point and men first at a point.
at the point, yes.
So when it's about giving money, then ladies first. But when it's about facing a gun, it's men first.
Men
or,
first.
Or Dickness, how do you
Yes,
say?
it to twisty bemabo.
Wow. Anyway, there's Okay, yeah, we want to thank God for such a opportunity again. I think that it's a privilege to be here again, and we extend our greetings to our listeners and those of people who are watching us. So, like you said, communication. I think that the day you discussed this, I don't know whether I was part of the panel, but that I have, whether I was be part of this, but these are some of the things I also want to say. You know, communication is the most crucial issue in marriage. The most crucial issue. It is the most important thing a husband and a wife can do together, because communication transcends everything. So it's very, very important. Every problem or anything that can come out of marriage, you can use communication. It can come through maybe communication. When something happens, how you communicate, how you tell the person, the approach, the steps that you take can unmake or make the marriage. That's why I was saying that it's a crucial issue in marriage.
Okay.
So in marriages, you cannot take communication out. When there is no communication in marriage, there is a problem. When there is a problem, how will I, or when there is an issue, how will I say it? But in communication, someone can take it in communication can be in different form. We have the oral communication that we do, that's the verbal.
Yeah, verbal.
Yes. Other ones are gestures and other things. But if not done well, it may have a lot of consequences. So what I want, my initial reaction that I want to say is that communication is crucial. You cannot take it out of marriage. But if not managed well, it can unmake the marriage. So as marriage couples or as wives and husbands, how you communicate. You know, how we communicate, our children also learn from us. Because normally what they see, they think that, or what we the parents do, they think that that is the right thing. So if I don't communicate with my wife well, my kids may think that this is how communication is.
That's right.
Yes. So this is my initial reaction, that communication is crucial and it needs to be taken care of or being dealt with.
That's right.
Okay. For the this is first half.
Wow. Mommy, communication
Yeah,
is
I'll also-
important.
Of course, it is very important. And I say hello to our listeners, cherished listeners. As you all know, home sweet home. And the home is like a garden. We have to keep it and nurture it.
That's
We have
right.
to water it. And one of the things we do to keep it flourishing is communication. And communication is a way by which we express our thoughts,
That's right.
our feelings, our heads, our emotions to each other. No one is a magician.
That's right.
If I'm feeling hurt, I'm thinking in a way, I have some kind of feelings. If I don't voice it out, I shouldn't expect that my husband or my wife, it should be a magician who should know
Read
what
your
I'm
mind
thinking.
and
Yes, to
yes.
read my mind. And one thing we should also know that communication is a skill. No one is born a communicator.
That's right.
Yes, so it is a skill that we all have to learn. And as we enter into the marriage relationship, it is very, very crucial. Because as I said from the beginning, it expresses our feelings.
That's right.
Our feelings. So communication is very important. And as my partner said, we have to take it very serious. We have to take it very serious. Else, if we don't handle it well too, it has its own consequences. And we need wisdom in that aspect
That's
of it.
right.
Yes, communication is very important.
Yes, you added another important point that we need wisdom. Yes, to communicate with our spouse. And mommy, at times, someone wrote, I read from somewhere which I don't remember, that the husband has the character which the lady is not happy about it. But any time she voices it out, said, "Sa na metie. That is who I am. I cannot change. So you have to, adjust yourself to suit that situation." Is it proper if maybe your husband or your wife is very quick-tempered and anything just react on it and feel that it's not good, it's not helping to build your marriage relationship well? So you speak out and say, "That's who I am. There is nothing I cannot do." So you have to adjust yourself to.
It's not right. To me, I would say it's not right. The marriage is like a commitment to each other. You are not for yourself.
That's right.
I am not for myself. We are there to.
This is JafriQ Radio.
And your husband or your wife, it wasn't created. The two of you was not brought together to hurt each other. You were brought together to be a blessing to each other. And as I've been saying, we are supposed to fit in. Okay? Maybe I have a hole. You have how will I say it? It's like a lock. Okay?
That's right.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a round peg in
a square hole. That's right.
You see?
Yes.
So maybe you have to my shortcomings. You are supposed to be you are supposed to lift me up. We are supposed to complement each other, fill in for each other. So you saying that is how I am, I don't think it's a loving way to express yourself to your wife or to your husband. The two of them need to sit down and think about it. In my case, sometimes it also happens. Maybe I have a thought. It's not thought of evil. But maybe me communicating it to my husband, he may interpret it in a different way. It happens so many times.
Yes.
So thinking about this and how do I go about this? So sometimes if I have something I want to say, this thing, I don't know how to say it. Holy Spirit, help me.
That's right.
I'm talking because I'm a Christian and the person who originated marriage is God.
Right.
So most of the time in situations like this, I try to depend on Him, right? Please help me. And sometimes I become so amazed how these things are communicated. Maybe I will not talk, but some way, somehow, my thoughts have been expressed in a way. So we need the wisdom of God. The wisdom of God, the Holy Spirit to lead us in this kind of things. And another thing also, any change you want, right? Be the change.
That's right.
3 days ago, I was reading something. They said where there is no love, sow love, and you gather a lot of love, you reap.
That's right.
So any kind of change you want, be the first person. Or you ask yourself, what do I expect people to do to me? How do I expect people to communicate to me?
That's right.
So that should give you a ground to start doing it that way. So it is like what you give is what comes back to you.
That's right.
So the more you give, how you want people to treat you, you treat people the way you want them to treat you. It will come back to you.
That's right.
So that's what we can also put it in our communication aspect. How you want people to communicate to you. Start it from yourself. And I think that one will also go a long way to help.
Wow. We there's a matter woman so the open say ukuma na we yere enyema wo di kan shase. We yes sama no hu se sa de no pepa. For example, if you want your husband to buy gift for you all the time, you'll be at the receiving end, sometimes
You not feel fine.
it's better you buy, even if the person is
But
not
the ladies, you
into
always
the-
say you are the receiver. So if you are
but
the
that's how
receiver,
God has made it. But now things are changing.
But yes, we are the receiver. But the same Bible also said that it is more blessed to give than to receive.
That's right.
So why should I like this Japanese so much. I didn't understand why you
Anything
give
you
something
give,
to a
They
Japanese,
give back.
the person give it back.
That's right.
In my school days, I gave a chocolate to my lecturer, and the following day she also brought it. I felt so
Yeah,
bad.
that chocolates or
So
candies.
I tried to understand why they do that. They said if you give them something, you have taken a virtue out of them.
Wow.
A virtue have left them. So they have to bring something to you to take it back. So if you are the one that you are always there to receive, just to receive, know that a virtue is taken away from you. That's why the Bible said there is more blessing in giving than receiving. The more you give, you get virtue.
My goodness.
So that's the Japanese understanding of you. There is nothing you give them that you not get back. Even if it is a candy one, the following they expect something in returns because a virtue have left them. They need to take it back.
That's
We're
right.
also doing that.
Hey,
Of course.
this is Home Sweet Home program,
Home
but
Sweet Home.
in fact, then in this case, Africans we have problem. A
Seriously.
big virtue are always taken away from us.
So yeah, so if you are a
So
giver,
if we are at the receiving end all the time, we must be very, very careful.
so we can also say that that's why Africa we are not developing because we always want to receive.
Yeah, and
We
they
are
take
always
all
looking
our
for
blessings
aids.
away.
Looking for aids all over the world. The more they give us, they are taking virtue out of us. So we have to-
Awarefo, yati o. Give to your husband.
yeah.
Give to your wife so that you receive more blessings. Diamond Prince, do you have anything to say about this?
In
In fact, this is a new revelation that I got. Yeah.
Yeah. I think she has summarized all. If I'm to add something, it may make the soup salty. So let's keep the soup level at that like that and eat it with our food.
Diamond Prince don't want to spoil.
Yeah, because it's a new revelation
Yes.
that she has given
Yes,
us.
yes, and we need to take it into consideration. Very big one, that it is better
Yeah,
to give. So if you want respect from your wife, start respecting her,
Yeah, that is it.
and she will respect you back. If you respect, you need respect from your husband, start show respect to him, and you receive back the respect that you want. This is amazing, Mama.
Yeah.
God richly bless you for such an eye opener. Yeah.
Do you know, to add to that too, about this same giving, why is it that when you praise or you worship God, you receive like the greatest weapon against any kind of thing you want is worship? Let's praise lead.
That's right.
What does God want from us?
Yeah, I think God, to my understanding, He is the creator of the universe. and He has created us to worship Him.
Yeah.
So as soon as we do the responsibility that He has assigned us to do, He said obedience is better than sacrifice. So it means that we have obeyed God. And also, he worshiping Him and praising Him, we have just, telling Him that He is supreme over everything. And if you honor Him like that, He comes in.
And also honor you.
Yes, and also honor you.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, classical example is like you've gone out and maybe you've given a responsibility to your daughter or a son.
That's
And
right.
when you come back, he has done the thing exactly as you expect. What is the feeling? What is
Exactly.
the feeling like? So it means that you become happy because you've given the specific target to him and he has achieved it to your satisfaction.
That's right.
So when you as a father, when your daughter or son do that, what wholeheartedly you want to just
Do
give.
something.
Yeah,
Yes.
whatever your child
Because
also needs.
you know one thing is that when someone is really obedient, it makes things easier. You know, obedient people like people who are obedient and do not like people who always try to challenge people, not challenge in a negative way, or when the father said put this here, he will put it here. You know that sometimes the child becomes so irritated. But when you have an obedient child, so do this, then he does that. You see the joy. So sometimes when you even go to town, you've not budgeted for something, but you just come and even dash it to your yeah. So that is the other aspect of it, like you were saying.
Yeah, so in this case,
that godly aspect that you were
yeah,
talking
so as the worship, I was saying, he expects us to worship Him.
That's right.
So as we are giving Him,
He also
we are
gives-
taking
This is
the
JafriQ
virtue from
Radio.
Him.
Yeah,
What are
so
the
he has
virtues
to
of
also-
God? The healer, the provider,
That's
the
right.
protector. So as we are giving Him,
Yes.
we are taking the virtue of God.
That's right.
So that is why he said we should let our praise and worship be more than asking.
Yes, asking. Yes, it's true.
So is that so easy? But sometimes we don't know. That is how it come about the communication
It's
too.
true.
How to do it.
How to
And the
do
communication too, you have to study the person. Okay? You study your husband or your wife, how he or she wants you to communicate. Sometimes we don't know the time to communicate our minds to our husbands or to our wives. Sometimes we don't even know the right words to use. So these are some of the things, as I said from the beginning, communication is a skill.
Yeah.
Some people are
Very
good communicators.
Yes, good communicators.
Some people too are not, and it is a skill. And the marriage, as we are saying, it is you get the certificate before you start.
Hey.
So that is the difficult aspect of it. So when you want to enter into it, that's why a lot of things need to be taken into consideration.
That's right.
The marriage is like a garden, okay? And they said, even if you read the Bible, the good man went to plant good seed.
That's right.
And when people were asleep, the evil also went in to plant weeds.
That's right.
So if we are sleeping in our marriages, you see that some weeds will come, and that will also go against our communication. Some of the things that will make the weeds to grow is bad communication. So we need to consider this communication very seriously. When to talk, how,
What to say?
Yeah, what to
When-
say.
Yes.
and when you want to talk, you ask yourself, is it necessary?
Yes.
Is it necessary? Is it going to be a blessing? So we have to put these things in mind when you want to say something. This thing I'm going to say, is it necessary?
That's right.
Is it worth it? We have to put all these things in mind before we talk.
Exactly.
Good.
I think the next question that I want to ask has been in a way answered. But a lady also called and said, any little argument she has with her husband, what she received from the husband is that I regretted I married you. Me nu me ho se me worry. Always. Me nu me ho se me worry.
So
is it proper?
it is a bad language.
Yes, it's a bad language.
So you see, the marriage thing is like a this thing, a bank that you deposit things.
That's right.
If you deposit bad things, you withdraw. Bank, when you send money, what do you withdraw?
Yeah.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Yes,
Exactly.
and women.
If you create let's say dollar account here, when you go there they will not give you yen. They will give you your dollar that you just deposit.
And women, as we said, okay, we are life givers. The little thing you give us, you just make sure we are going to give you in a very huge
That's
food,
right.
because we make things to grow. And women, we are the homemakers.
That's right.
So husbands should put this thing in their mind. They should be mindful of the kind of language you speak to your wife, especially. Because sometimes the little things, we take little things too. So you regretted you married the person.
Of course.
Have you forgotten those days? What? Well, in situations like this, sometimes we should just go back to when we started to date each other. The things that moved you, that upon all the women or the men in the world, none of these people appeal to you that the person you are with now. So when you go, you are going on and on and on in the marriage and you hit, then you just forget about the problem and just cast your mind back the thing that you saw. So we build on our strengths and not our weaknesses. Okay, so if we are always concentrating on the weak aspect of the person, we see that we'll continue to sink. But if we try to base our everything, our love on the strength of the person, and try to overcome the weakness of that person, you see that we will flourish.
Of course.
We will flourish. Apostle Fori, before he left, told me that I shouldn't concentrate on the weakness of people. And that word that he said, it was a wonderful thing to me that I adore you so much. Don't concentrate on the weakness of people. If everybody has an iota of strength,
That's
so
right.
if you are able to ask God to open your eyes to see that good thing and ignore all the bad ones, then
right.
with that small little thing, that strength is going to be like a light. You see that even the smallest light in a very dark place
Bright things.
Yes.
Yes.
So we should always concentrate in marriage. As she was saying, I regretted marrying you. That is a bad language. We shouldn't speak.
Exactly.
No matter how you are hurt, just look at that little small thing, good thing in the person, and just forget about the other things. Stand upon that small little thing and build upon it, and you move ahead so much.
Yes. Yeah, I like she Auntie Naomi just said. I think that is a bad language in a way. Say that but I think these things we cannot take it out. People say it, and you, like Mommy, you are saying this is a classical example.
Right.
Not that this is not the first time of hearing that people normally say. Yeah, those things are there, but it needs, when such words come out, it's really the spirit or demoralizes people.
That's right.
But sometimes, it's our temperament, how we take things. One thing that normally we say is that marriage, this is between two different people, and you are blending. It has to take time. But one thing that I wanted to read something here. Auntie Naomi even said, nobody is born a natural communicator.
Yeah.
Like riding a bike or hitting a baseball. Marriage communication is a skill you can learn. Yes. So marriage communication is a skill you can learn. And good communication is the key to improving your relationship.
That's right.
Yes. So this is good communication. A bad communication is the classical example that you've given. And these things breaks down marriage. Sometimes because of different behavior, someone, when you say, there are certain people, when you say this, it just, when you say this, skip, you will not take it serious. But other people will hold on to it, and they will even use as a weapon to even break up the marriage.
Exactly.
This is something little, but it's the quantum or the thing that it can generate is too much. So we should, that's why the Bible says that we should, our words should be seasoned with salt. Yes. So what do we say to our husbands? What do we say to our wife?
Exactly.
We should also have that affection for them, that if someone is to say that thing, how will you feel? This
is JafriQ Radio.
Thing is that in my life, that if I'm doing something to someone, if I'm in that person's shoe and another person does that to me, how will I feel? How will I take it? Anytime you consider that, you choose your words carefully.
That's true.
Because if that thing you don't like it, why do you expect someone to come and do the same thing?
That's right.
The same, like Auntie Naomi was saying, that initially, what has changed when you were in a relationship. But when you saw the person, you saw something in that person. What has changed?
Yes.
What has changed? What has changed? So it's about time both of you maybe you sit down and but that word, such words needs not to be encouraged in marriages.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes too, we are so critical.
Yeah.
Okay? So maybe sometimes the man will say, you have changed so much. This was not how you were when I married you. Have you asked yourself, me who is talking, was I the same person? Those time, your wife or your girlfriend, that time it was girlfriend. She was so nice, always smiling, always dressing nicely. Why? Because you are coming, you yourself, you have dressed very nicely with a flower, with a small gift. Oh, can I help you with those kind of things? So now, are you doing the same thing?
That's right.
So you ask yourself, this person has changed. This was not how you were when I married you. You, the person talking, was that how you were when you married her? When was the last time you sent her out? Those time. Oh, please, I want to cook. No, don't worry. I don't want you to waste your time. Let's go out to a restaurant. Let me give you a treat. Where did that go? And now, I do everything. I'm always tired. So, how do you expect me to be sweet as I was some time ago? So we should try. We shouldn't be critical.
Exactly.
Okay? We should try, as I said from the beginning, be the change. Every kind of change you want, be the change.
First change.
Yes. So how do you want people to treat you? How you want people to treat you? That's if you are able to list them down, then you have a ground to start doing that.
That's right.
As you keep doing it, the person will not just always be at the receiving side now. By all means, the person will reciprocate what you are giving.
That's right.
So we shouldn't be critical in marriage. We should try as much as possible to be understanding.
Exactly.
Before we want to criticize somebody, ask yourself, am I also doing better or I'm doing worse? That is bringing that approach towards me.
Yeah. And what I will add is, mine is the opposite side. We should also ask ourselves, what are the things that I do that provokes my husband or my wife to the level that he would tell me, so we should also check ourselves. Maybe there are certain things that we do and they are not happy about it. So always our actions provokes them. So we must be also careful and check ourselves. Things that as Mama already said, we need to check our partner's temperaments. Yes, and see the things that they are happy about and the things which they are not. So if we do that, it will help us not to receive such harsh words from them.
I want to buttress what you were saying. I'm yet to see a perfect human being on earth.
Of course.
I'm yet to see, yes. I'm yet to see that. This is the perfect husband.
Not yet born.
Yes. So what I have to say is that if you want a perfect husband, you any person that you marry, any person you are in relationship with, you will not have a perfect person.
That's true.
That's why mommy was talking about weakness. So in academia, or we use SWOT analysis. The person's strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Surely, because these things are there, it means that there is imperfection.
That's right.
But these things balances. I hope you get me.
Yeah.
Yes, these things balances. So your strength, I may have my strength. My strength may be, maybe smiling is my strength. In that way, that is how I used to show affection. And yours may be a different way. It doesn't mean that I should be like you. So the thing is that it's more of understanding, knowing your wife or husband very well, that this is what he likes, this is what she doesn't like. Then you go up. If I see that this is my husband's weakness, I will make sure that aspect I shun that area, or I amplify where he is stronger, so that it will. But if where he is very weak, I always say this. It makes the person weaker. So what I want to say is that it's more of understanding. Since we are not perfect, then there will always be a lot of challenges. But there is, in marriage, what we do is it's adjustment that we do. I don't know if that word is correct. It's adjustment because how you see things may be different. Or how you were born, or how you were raised may be different. Now we've come as married couple. This is how you do your things. This is how I do. So we need to adjust, or there should be, I don't know whether it's a compromise or something, but this is how I do my. Maybe you can suggest, this, but you cannot change the person all of a sudden. If you are going to marry, they normally say that whether it's true. If you are going to marry, you see a behavior of a person, you said you are going to change it in marriage. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
I don't know, but it's not all that easy. But what I have to say is that we adjust. This is how the person is. I think that I have to. That's why in certain situations we swallow things that we don't even need to swallow, all because for the sustainability of the marriage. That's why he said at a point one needs to be a fool and one needs to be wise. But if two wise people are walking, or if two fools are walking, there will always be a problem. So if there is an understanding that at a point I fool myself and at a point you become wise, that point where you reach and tell me that that point will not come in. Because hereby you know that two different people are coming together. That is what I want to say.
Why is it that it's difficult for us to communicate our feelings to each other? As for example, when we are in the relationship, not yet married, we easily do that. But immediately we get married, it becomes so difficult for husbands and wives to communicate with each other. Why is it so difficult?
I think when we started this topic, you said something and it's still in my mind. You said marriage has been under attack since the creation. Yes. So certain times, the way we see things is not in reality. In reality. Yes. So it becomes very difficult when we come together like if you are with your parents or wherever you stay alone, your life is certainly different.
Of course. Yeah.
And if your wife or your at that time when you're doing your courtship there are certain things that you might not know all about, but when you come together, there you face the reality. And two, we shouldn't forget that the other force of that comes from the accuser of the brethren is also working against the marriage. So there we need to be very careful the way we handle issues.
And even it is two different things. This is during relationship, and this is during marriage.
That's right.
So the ingredient in it is
different.
Very different.
We have
Totally
relationship ingredients and
Yes.
marriage ingredients.
Yeah, marriage ingredients. Your husband or your wife is the very first person you see in the bonding, and when you go to the person definitely will be the very last person you see. But I mean, it is very.
But let us try as much as possible to avoid that, thinking that I should be a magician to read your mind.
That's
No,
right.
It's
It's impossible. As
It's
for
not
that
possible
one.
because sometimes in your mind you think you are doing the right thing, but the other part has taken it a different way. Why didn't you tell me to do it this way? I cannot imagine what you are thinking.
It's true.
And sometimes I also think that you should know.
Yeah.
Yes,
You need to know.
That is how it is. You have to know.
Yes.
Those kind of words.
Open. I say, Anka first now. More relationship mono. Mo ko baby. Hey, me wura. Nsio da ho. Shewu si ye wate. Mo worry wie. No, so maybe accidentally or konto nsi bi inti when
it has moved from a ura to a nichetia, which is very serious.
Yes, so what we started from the relays, as you said, the ingredients are different. But I think from the relationship ingredients, those are the basic ingredients.
That's right.
The basic ingredients that you build upon it and send it into the marriage.
Yes, because the relationship foundation is very important.
Exactly.
That's why there is always a problem with people who marry people who they do not know. Maybe
upon introduction.
But if you've been in that relationship for some time, you try to know yourself better. You try to know yourself better. If the person turn left, you know what it means. So it means that you cannot take the relationship aspect out of it. That is the basis. So when you have a good foundation for the relationship, it makes it easier for the marriage when the proper marriage is there. And so what you do in the beginning will serve as a grounds for the future. So if I find means hard to communicate with you during relation time, the same thing will be when the same and don't forget that like Auntie Naomi you were saying, when you marry, the responsibilities increases. Like I said, sometimes when you were saying you were dating and let's say that to some children will come in, that point your expenses and a lot of things changes and other. But the same, you used to do those things back when you were in relationship, but maybe in a smaller way. But this is the reality. So what I want to say is that at that moment you need to communicate well. I was saying this thing the other time that whilst I sit here, when I write 6, I see it as 6, but when you say that the opposite side, it becomes 9 to you.
9,
Yes, that is how people see things to be.
So in that case, you ask yourself, why do you see it 6?
Good.
Why do you see it 9? I have my explanation.
That is what we don't do at that moment. Because if I see 6,
we just draw a conclusion at that point.
Yes, I expect you to see it at 6, but that is the patience that we don't have to ask that. Oh, this is 6. Oh, then you can say, oh, from where I am sitting, this is how it is.
But we don't have patience.
Patience, yes. Hey, and the other thing is that you expect me to know. Hey, you expect me to, yes, I'm not a magician. Hey,
so in communication, we need to apply wisdom.
Yes.
And also patience.
Patience, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, patience. Someone was saying, I want to read something. It says that, I think it's very profound. Communication in relation or in marriage is like a river. Wow. When thoughts and feelings flow smoothly between marriage partners, it's fun. It's fun, feels good, and helps support everyone around. However, when communication flow is turbulent, it's potentially dangerous and destructive. So that is the other aspect that we are talking. So if in relationship the communication is smooth, it's just like streams of river, living waters flowing smoothly. But when communication is not doesn't flow well, then it starts to have turbulence, just like waves, as Roche, or when you are in the plane, then so at that moment it exerts a lot of pressure on the marriage, and when a lot of pressure is generated at a point, then breakages or it start to break at that moment. So a lot of people need to work out on communication.
Exactly.
Communication.
Nana, Nana,
hey, my JafriQ wife.
Tell her. Your JafriQ husband.
Tell her that I have also missed her.
Hey. He said, I miss home. You have to come home. You missed your.
Tell her to send that she has missed me.
That's right. She said, if you want a perfect partner, you have to create your own.
Yeah,
that is it.
Yes.
That is
if
it.
you want a perfect partner,
that is it.
You have to create your own.
That is it.
So,
perfectly.
Our ifwe, ope obema na obani huni asema. Wankasa create sa dear no.
Why you dear?
My yere yen senya no homa asem.
Say na Bible no said yen homa asem. Who say he has given us after creating, he said to Adam, take it.
That's right.
Nurture it.
That's right.
So that is how the marriage is supposed to be. We have to create it as we want it.
Exactly. Nana also wrote something. Said one mistake people also do is they marry with expectations. When we do that, we get disappointed, and that is when the phrase comes out of our mouth.
Yes.
It's very true. Expectation is one poison in marriages. It's a big poison. When we have our expectations, as we said from the beginning, your husband or your wife is not a magician.
That's right.
So he's not able to know what you are thinking, what you are expecting. So we bringing in expectation into our marriages is a killer ground.
That's right.
So we should have it in this way. Everything I do in the marriage, I do it as I'm performing my duties and my responsibilities.
That's right.
If I do it and I get what I expect in returns, I will say thank you, or it is a plus. But if I don't get what I expect, just take it as if I have performed my responsibility as a wife or a husband.
Okay.
You know, this marriage thing is a calling. Marriage is a calling.
Yes.
Singleness is also a calling.
Wow. Explain.
Singleness is also a calling.
Some people are single because they are created to be single.
So does it mean that God created certain people not to marry?
God himself didn't marry. Jesus, when he came, he didn't marry. Paul too didn't marry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people didn't marry.
Yeah, even
because
Paul
of-
said so that others were created in
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Some people too are single because of a certain purpose they need to fulfill. And some people too have decided
Not
to be to be single because of another reason.
That's right.
The same way, marriage is also a calling.
Mm.
And every calling has its responsibilities and duties. Every calling has its advantages and disadvantages.
Exactly.
So if we have those things in mind, everything you do in the marriage, do it as your calling,
That's right.
as a service you are rendering to your greater one. We should keep that one in our mind. Expectations, we should take it away. When I got in touch with this thing, expectation is a big killer. It's a great poison in marriage. It has helped me so much.
Great.
Because first, even if I cook, I expect my husband to say thank you.
If he doesn't,
If he doesn't, I feel angry. You see this, but when I realized, oh, it is my calling
to do that.
to do that. If I cook and my husband finish eating and he say, oh, thank you so much for preparing me this food. Oh, it's a plus.
That's right.
But if he didn't
that
say
is
it,
anything.
It's
I have performed my duty
duty.
as a wife. So if you have
Same
that,
thing applies to the other one.
That's right.
which one? Can you please?
I mean the other food. Same thing applies to sex.
Yes.
Then there needs to be appreciation.
And that one too, as I said, yes, you might need an appreciation.
Oh, okay.
If you get it, it's a plus.
That's right.
If you don't get it, I have performed
Problem duty.
my duties and my responsibilities. God will not ask me anything. So with that one, you are okay. But if you are expecting, after sex, you expect your husband or your wife to say thank you, and you didn't get, so you are angry. Next time you will not. No.
But how about every time? We will talk about sex after the break.
I
But
intentionally
how about every time your husband says thank you after sex, and you've never said that before?
Then you are selfish. Then you know that a virtue is taken out from you.
Exactly.
Every day somebody is giving you thank you. Every day somebody is giving you thank you, and you just keep quiet. He's taking too much virtue away from you.
Exactly. So it should be balanced.
Yes, it have
Okay.
to. It have to. It
All
have
right. So I think we will go on break the next 2 minutes.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we will talk more on sex also, because it's a greater ingredient
To. It is.
that makes marriage work so very well.
So we set
So-
the ball rolling already.
Yeah. So
So-
we need to handle that one too with very great care. Yes.
You wanted
Yeah.
to-
Mommy,
Now
do
we
you
wanted
want to
to
say
say
something?
Yes,
If we
about
have just
yes,
2 minutes.
yeah.
Go
So
on break.
about sex matter.
Mm.
Well, I wouldn't say, but let me say, usually we have love languages. Okay, men have their own, and women also have their own.
Yes.
And when you take the sexuality of men, it's very high, higher than that of the women.
Okay.
Oh, that one is true, of course.
It is very high. So if a woman, you don't concentrate on that aspect for your husband, if you realize that his number one priority is sex, then you are going to have problem. You see, most women, when you take our priority list, you sometimes you realize that the sex aspect becomes maybe the last
The last
on the list
Yes.
for us. Household chores, caring for the children, your work, other things take the upper part, and you realize the sex rather comes to the bottom. And if you come to the men aspect also, you see that one is number one, and maybe the children, blah blah blah. Even we women too, our number one priority is affection. That's okay, right. And maybe you might realize that even the man on his list, affection is even at the last part. The bottom. So this sexual aspect of the issue, we have to know each other. Okay, which one is our priority?
Auntie Naomi is eating the food. Let's go for a break. Then she has started eating the food. She has started throwing the missiles.
No, she wants to weten the appetite
before we come. Yes. So you just hold it that way.
Yes.
We'll come back and continue.
We'll come back and continue. Okay, DJ, thank you for your patience. It was just signal as that it's time. Right, so we are going on a break. When we come back, we will talk about sex. Sex. Okay?
Amen.
So stay tuned. Don't go away.
Another dream of you. You be staring at me, giving me a kiss, say honey, play me a song, sip a melody. You be something who say other baby. Wait, you you came along when I was nobody. Then show me how to be somebody. Hey, baba, hoy, ba, she fell. Oh, I go die with you. Every minute, every hour, you say the things that only make me stronger. You give me the strength to accept the things I cannot change. Why me din the trade? Intentionality, I'm a different move. Baby, I'm not here, now you're true. Push me grind, say, go cry, go. You came along when I was nobody, baby. Then show me how to be somebody. My love.
Hello, viewers. Welcome back. We want to remind you that Bayside Merlin Agency is sponsoring this program. The Church of Pentecost, Japan. It has 6 branches, one at Kawaguchi Central, Odaikyo, Sagamihara, Nagoya, Osaka, Yokosuka, PIWC, and Tokyo, Shinjuku, PIWC. We have Zion Company Limited, Afro Kids Japan, Simon Noble Solicitors, Turmeric Hotel in Ghana at East Legon in Accra, Willie Knox Jeans, and 1225 Jeans, the best clothing line in town. We thank them so much for sponsoring this program. And if you are out there and you want to sponsor this program, please just contact us and we will give you the opportunity to sponsor this program, and we will also advertise your product for you. Welcome back, my dear panelists. Yes, when we went on break, we were talking about the sex, the importance of appreciating the cooked food, already made food that God has given unto us. Some will say it is a spiritual aspect, and that manifests in physical. So we have to enjoy,
Of course.
what the Lord has put on the table for us, already cooked food. So I have, this, as for this area, Mama Naomi is the best. The other time, a lady said, this woman will not talk
Without talking
without talking about this.
You
So,
already
mommy-
said it is a spiritual food. Who doesn't want to eat spiritual food now? Who doesn't want? It's like a sexy heaven, Bishop.
You see, now it's coming. So, Mommy will give you, she will whet your appetite today. So please, let's
Yes, she starts.
let the ball go. Okay,
So
Mommy,
as I
yeah,
started,
you're
yes,
talking
as I
about.
started, I said men, their sexuality is higher than that of women. Why did I say that? You see that women can stay a very long time
Very
without
long
having
time. It's
sex,
true.
but it is difficult for men to do that because sex is a very important thing in the life of a man. Yes, there are few men who also don't like it, and that is a very rare case.
Yeah.
But most of the time,
They are the Roman fathers.
no, there are some who are married. There are some who
Yeah.
are married, but
But
yes,
they
still-
don't like.
Yes.
Oh.
So every woman.
But I think it's only a few.
Yes, as I said, only
The
a few.
percentage will be like 1%.
One
I think.
prize to is more.
0.1.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we should keep in mind that one important aspect of a man's life is his sexuality,
That's right.
and we women we have to be very mindful of
This is
that.
JafriQ Radio.
Give them that important part of their life, and when we are able to tackle that aspect very well, the affection that we also need we will get from them.
right.
But the same way also that affection also comes that our affection we can also get it if we are able to give them their
needs.
their
or what
needs.
They, yeah.
And we also, for us to be able to give you that important aspect of your life, which is your sexuality, it comes out of the affection you give us. So like it's a secular
Vice
thing.
versa.
Yes, it's like give and take.
And give and take. That's right.
So you don't expect that I should be giving alone and you just be taking and without giving me affection. So I can be able to give you a good sex if you are able to give me that affection that I need. You understand? There are some times I don't know whether it is a deliberate action on the part of the men. I don't know if it is wickedness or whatsoever. But in all things,
That's right.
we have to handle it maturely. For example, these days, the woman works, the man works.
That's right.
Household chores is one of the most difficult responsibilities.
Exactly.
It is very, very difficult. So here lies the case. You and your husband, you've gone out there to work. You've come back home so tired. You need to take care of the house, to cook, to clean. If there are children, to take care of the children. And maybe you've all come back home. The husband just sat in the sofa with his phone or on the computer whilst you are running helter-skelter to put things in order.
That's right.
After all these things, you are worn out. But the man sitting there with his phone, waiting for his food to be served, waiting for the children to be taken care of, waiting for the whole place to be cleaned up, is still waiting for sex. After you've worn out, you finish everything, you've gone to bed, and the man say, here I am, give me that one also. You are tired. Yes, the body is tired.
Exactly.
But sometimes, let us do the extreme, okay? So, for example, really? You want that? Okay, wait for me. Then you go out there, you change into a very sexy attire, something like that. You put on some perfume, sweet ones that you feel he will like. Really, you are tired. But you can do this one thing, okay? Father, you know I am so worn out, but please renew my strength to satisfy my husband.
Wow.
And sometimes we say it like this. You know that our words carry power.
Exactly. As for that one,
It
it's
carries
very true.
power. And you don't know how it happens. And maybe that time rather, what you'll be able to do, it will even change the whole atmosphere. And I don't think your husband will even... Yes, sometimes you might take it maybe.
Yeah, I understand.
Certain things...
Like it's
You will hear,
interesting.
yes, you will hear it and say, really, like seriously? Because if you
This
can
is
pray,
JafriQ
there was
Radio.
a time I was so tired, I need to go to work. When I wake up, my whole body was aching. Can I go to work today? Not the sexual work,
Yeah.
real work. Can I go to
If
work
it's
today?
that one, you will not say.
Yeah, for that one to have been doing it, but this one is this. So I was, then I just remembered. It just clicked my mind like that. Father, please renew my strength. My dear brothers and sisters, that day I closed at 5. Closing that 5 as if I am now about to begin the
That's
day.
right.
Because I didn't feel any tiredness throughout the day. I was so strong throughout. So when that click, when it happened, then I said, then this thing can also work here.
That's right.
It can also work here. If I was able to ask you, I was so worn out, I thought I couldn't work. But I said, Father, renew my strength.
That's right.
And he did it more than my imagination. Then I realized that if I come home and I'm so tired,
You can still
and after
pray.
doing everything, and the man still wants me to do that, and that is also because my body doesn't belong to me, neither his body
Exactly.
belongs to him. And he said he wants that one. I can also ask him who gave me the strength that day
That's
to
right.
strengthen me, and it worked. So let us try it. It is their number one priority. If we are able to do it and do it well, the affection we need, we will get it. And if that aspect of the man's need is met, it's magical.
It's true.
It perform magic. Because if that doesn't work, why is it that they go out? They are looking for something.
Exactly.
Why do they become unfaithful, jumping from one woman? What are they looking for? It is the same thing.
The same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. But sometimes, how do I say? It depends on. It's like someone.
Elder is a man, so I think he can give us
Yeah. So please.
Yeah.
You're talking about the same thing. Fine, it's the same thing. But someone can be given tomato, okra, pepper, and maybe fish. The same ingredient can be given to another person, but the taste will be different.
Oh, I see. So that one, the taste can be different,
But
right?
they say you should drink from
In
your
terms-
own pot.
Yeah, and I know that aspect. I'm not
Mommy
encouraging that.
You see how your mom is want to answer this question.
The problem we have is that people have sometimes that's why sometimes some men cheat.
That's right.
It's the same thing. The same thing.
But how you cooked it makes the
That's why
difference.
people have problem, especially when their former relationship, when they go after their other relationship and their new one, you could see that how the other lady were doing the other the treatment, the sexual things that the other one was not doing that. That's why I'm not encouraging that. I don't know what.
This is when the communication comes in.
Exactly.
Try to that the
Radio.
ingredient that you were enjoying there, you can bring it on board, so that
Yes.
you
Maybe
Good.
you
So-
start yours with
so-
Enkatie and what, but the other person start with maybe
the meat and
ice cream.
So
and
now you are
whatever.
bringing the solution.
So
I
just-
was pointing out the things that bring it out.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yes, and the other one, like I was saying, all tomatoes, but they taste different. I hope you understand.
That's
me.
right.
So, what was the other one adding to that tomato to
make it
Yes.
to
So
taste
since you have
good
that
done.
experience, then you also communicate, like you said to your new partner, that this maybe you can do this. I think that as you grow in marriage, communication should be something freely. Marriage couples who understand themselves, the marriage should be there shouldn't be some they should be flexible. You should it be easy to blend yourself. Yes, you shouldn't be too rigid. Sometimes even some marriage couple, when they even want sex from their wives, they find it difficult to say it.
Yeah.
These things are there.
yeah, that is they find it difficult
What
to
to
say,
say
but
it.
you should read the person's language.
That's right.
Yes.
Mm.
So you have to study each
Study,
other.
yes, so that's why I was saying that studying aspect is another means of communication.
Yeah.
Yes, so the communication thing, you cannot take it out of it.
That's right.
So fine, the same thing are there, but different taste. But you can make sure that the taste become I think that women can tame their husband easily
Exactly.
without going to other.
That one is true.
Yes. So that's why why some men cheat. Apart from people who are chronic cheaters.
Yeah.
Yes, there are
And
some
others
people you cannot change them.
generational.
Some people is genetic.
That's right.
You cannot take it out.
Their
of
fathers
Yes.
and their
I
fathers'
disagree with that
fathers.
too.
It happens, man.
There are certain things
If
that
the
are-
person is not truly born again Christian, these things affect them very much.
Yeah, okay.
those things are there.
Yes.
Those things are there. Yeah, those things are there.
Yes.
Those things are there. So, apart from chronic cheaters, you can tame even with chronic cheaters. With with prayer, this one that's prayer can even come.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, good. So prayer and good communication. That's why I was saying that it's all about how you both link. Certain people their marriages are too official. You should maybe when you go outside it's different, but when you are in the house it should be like the non-form.
That friend.
Yes.
Aspect
of it. Should come in.
That's why they said the best couples are best friends.
That's right.
So if maybe you are friends, but so sometimes I think these Japanese or the Western people, they marry their friends. If you study,
most from
they marry-
school.
Yes.
Even I heard that Japanese they choose from school.
Exactly.
So if you are at the senior high level and you don't have your partner, it means that
Yeah,
you
you
are
don't
getting into trouble.
Then you
I
marry.
I once have a
women.
student. He has never married. He's about almost 70 years.
70.
Yes. Wow. Why? Because he said his girlfriend, they lost contact because the father was transferred from that prefecture to another. That time they were in the 6th grade when they separated. So since then he has never gotten into contact with her again, and that was it. He has never married until now. Now about 70 years old, he has never married.
Wow.
Because that was his. So the reason being that if you marry your best friend, you have a lot of things to talk about.
Yes.
You have a lot of common grounds. So it makes it to grow very stronger and more lovely. So
Yes.
so as we were saying about this sexuality something,
That's right.
women, he said something. It has clicked in my mind like something. Women, we can tame our men.
Exactly.
The other day, doctor was saying something like, women, we don't have problem to complain, no? We don't. Because even if your husband is the one that goes out, you don't worry. He comes back under your roof. You cook his food, you wash his clothes, you lay his bed, you lay with him. So you have too many things in common that you can use to change him. If you have that mindset that I will change this man, I will change this man, you can do it so easily. But most of the time we forget about our strengths.
Exactly. And we tend and complain.
Yes.
So when the complaining aspect comes in, I mean, we have little chance
Yes.
to change
You know,
things.
the thing is that, like Mommy was saying, the truth is that ladies talk through their problems, and that is where they think that the problem is solved. That is the nature of ladies. They think that when there is a problem and they tell somebody, they tell the other, they think that the problem is solved.
Hey.
That is the psyche of
You are
yes.
just
But
causing-
men think through their problems. So when there is a problem, you could see that men don't talk plenty. I don't know whether yes, you could see that he'll be thinking through that. That's why sometimes a problem will be worrying a man, and all of a sudden he will even commit suicide without telling somebody and the other things, those things like that. But ladies, they feel that this is my problem. Oh, if I tell Mama, if I tell Dickness, then I think that the problem is gradually solved.
Don't you think
Yes.
it's
Sometimes, yeah. It sometimes in a way it helps when you think the burden is too much on you. If you are a Christian, the best way to do is to go before God, lay your complaints before Him.
That one is different.
Yes.
I'm talking about talking to people.
Yeah, but
talking to
others
God is
also,
okay.
yeah, if care must not be taken, if you decided to talk to many people, I mean, it will not solve your problem, but it's added, I mean,
It adds another
another
burden
issues
on
to
it.
raise that you might not even be happy
Yes,
about.
so when
it.
you take about 100 ladies, about 70% will talk through their problems. It's only few ladies maybe who will not, when there is a problem, they will not discuss with their other. It's only few people. That is nature. I don't know whether, okay, you are women, maybe you may have different, but majority per research and other things, that is how it is.
Yeah.
Ladies talk through their problems and men think through their problems.
You
I
know,
hope-
there are I
And there are
understand your
exceptional
point.
ladies
exceptional
there.
cases
This is,
that
yes.
you might, yes, maybe you have a God-fearing sister or a friend whom
Yes,
you think that
good.
this thing, I have a little idea, I have prayed over it, but I need someone to encourage me.
Yes.
Yeah, and lo and behold, you might even you are not going to even tell the person how the whole story is about, but you can even say, I am in a situation like this, so I need to, you could see the kind of encouragement words that will come and strengthen you to, I mean,
Yes.
move ahead.
Those
And
things are there.
there are other ones they will just even cause trouble.
Good.
But
you know,
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's true. Only if ladies talk more than men.
Exactly. As for that one,
And there are some exceptional cases. Some men talk plenty than ladies.
Yeah, some
Those-
others
yes,
also talk.
Yes, but
But-
in a nutshell or in a broader view, when you take it in a percentage, ladies being talkative are more than men being talkative.
Yes.
Good. The same thing applies to their problems. When they have issues, they want, because they think that as they share it, that ladies
That
can't carry that.
releases them
Yes,
from-
that's stress and other things. Even though they have, as when you look at it logically, ladies have a lot of strength in that they will be taking care of kids, they will be doing this,
So
a lot of
many
pressure and other things. But in certain at certain point, they in terms of other things, they may think that they need to talk to other people in order to relieve those solutions. That is the
Right.
angle that.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
coming
true, Mama. Women have strength in that angle, because when you see in the olden days of our mothers, how they go farming, after that they carry loads with their children at their back, and the men were following them with cutlasses, and they would not even, bother to take a child, but the woman might even have one, and then pregnant at the same
Yes.
Oh, with
time,
the
carrying.
Lord.
After they come home, she just ran to the stream to fetch water to come and cook.
And in the night
Just,
too.
yes. Standing on this fufu
So-
to pound.
So listen.
And sometimes even others carry from their homes to their husbands' homes before.
So-
Oh my goodness.
Look, upon all this, why is it that still women live longer than men? Upon all these troubles we go through,
Yeah,
we
that
still live longer than men. We've
yeah,
taken, as we are doing it, we are taking virtue from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you don't help us, fine.
Yeah,
If you help us, if you don't help us, the virtue is coming to us. If you help us, we are sharing. We are
That's
sharing
what I
it.
said. This is a new revelation that mommy has given, and it's very, very powerful.
Yeah.
Yes, if we consider and do analysis on all these
Yeah.
things, you could see that it's very
It
true.
is. It is.
Yeah,
It is.
men, in terms of those things, even with animals, the lifespan of male animals, mostly they are even shorter than the ladies or the women.
Yeah.
Yes,
So think
in
twice.
animals' behavior, you could see that men aggression and other things, those things are there.
So-
Aside those things, so I believe that even though ladies they do those things, but I think that for men, I don't know, sometimes because like I want to link it to the ladies talking through their problems. If they think that they are
talk,
relieved,
they
but
are-
men maybe
they keep it.
They will keep it, and
And it will be killing them.
it will be killing us slowly. Because sometimes when you know that when there is a problem, men we want to solve it. We want to solve it by ourselves.
That's
That we don't
right.
want people to hear, because it limits your manhood.
You see.
Bɛrima I say
So,
what would
so,
they
so,
mean? What the kakra na say yeah. Mo say what you find
share.
means be a obetimi. They no cry ho adwendwene no cry it be good. But ladies find those things may be there, but there are means that they can lay it off. I hope you understand me. Yes.
One thing also I want to advise our ladies. Yes, someone might say, Naomi, when did you get married? I've been married for 11 years now.
Whoa.
Yes, and even if it is a school
Oh, but
I'm
now
going,
it's 11.
Yes, if
Wow.
it is a school I'm going, I'm in the senior high level, okay? Meaning I'm in the most difficult aspect of this, almost getting out of that. So
That's
I
right.
have a
Enjoy
little,
the things
I
you
have
love.
the kindergarten experience, I have the elementary experience, I have the junior high experience, and I'm in the senior high level.
I
And
see.
one thing that I have learned, yes, as my panelists, my guests, my partners have said, women, we can talk. It is good. But when it comes to marriage, the solution to our marital problems lie in one person's hand. I was able to get this wisdom the first year of my marriage. So usually most people may think that, Naomi, I don't have marital problem. it is not true. No marriage is perfect. But within the first year of marriage, I have this revelation that the originator of marriage have the answers to marital problems. So in my room, I have a place for him. If I have this, yes,
This is
it's just
JafriQ Radio.
I cry like I'm crying to a friend. This and this and this and this and this is happening. And sometimes I even write it. After writing it, then I'm relieved. Then I burn the paper. And maybe the person that I'm talking to, my God, that I've created a place, then I talk after saying I'm relieved. And it works like something. Yes, because the originator, he was the answer. He gave me the certificate before I started.
That's right.
What is he expecting me to do? He's the only person who can provide the answers for me. So if you are experiencing any challenge, please go to your friend doesn't have. Your friend might give you his or her experience.
That's right.
But what you are going through, your solution might be different. You
It's
might be
true.
having a different question paper
That's
that
right.
needs a
different answer.
And
Exactly.
it is only one person who has it. So you just a problem have shared. A problem shared is half solved.
Yeah.
Just go as imagine you have the person here, the person who brought you into this marriage. Talk to the person. This is what my husband is doing. I don't like it. This is my mind. This is how I want it. Please do something. Or if it is me that you need to work on me, please let me know. Like, just share it. Even that friend you might be even sharing it with might help you. Later you are saying, if not me, by this time, something.
You're married. Hey, as for
even
this.
sometimes you share it with your pastors, they will even stand in the pulpit and use it against you. Sometimes it happens. So why don't you go to the person who created it, who brought you together, and share your troubles? Once in a while, yes, we can share with a trusted friend,
of course.
but until that time, go to the person
And
himself.
the most dangerous thing is to involve your parents into solving your marriage issues. Sometimes it's very difficult, unless maybe it has come to a critical point that you need the parental advice.
Exactly.
There you must go and maybe discuss the issue with your parents.
And
But-
you know, sometimes even if you discuss your trouble, maybe your husband has done something against you. You have shared it with your parent or a friend. In the person's mind, that problem will not clean up. Maybe between you have already solved the problem.
That's right.
You are fine, but your friend will not accord the respect that your
Exactly.
husband needs.
Yes.
Because that problem is
It's
still,
still
in the mind.
in her mind.
Meanwhile,
Exactly.
you the two, you have already solved it. When you even solved the problem, you didn't go back to your friend to say, "Oh, my husband has come to apologize. Everything is not." You didn't remember to do that. Only the problem you shared. So he's still having that
In mind.
Yeah, in mind.
And if he sees your wife or your husband, look what they are doing.
Yes.
It is just for
Like,
the respect
yeah.
is gone. The respect is gone.
Yes.
So if you need your husband or your wife to be respected, know who you talk
Talk
to,
to, of
and
course.
what you say about your husband or your wife to that person.
Yes.
If you're able to do that, we'll go a long way to enjoy a sweet home.
Exactly.
Yes, and home
Exactly.
sweet home.
Home sweet
And
home.
also, I think we have shifted a bit. We were talking
What?
about sex in marriage. Yeah, we were talking of how we have to communicate in during sex or something. What you want your husband to do for you. For example, the example that Diamond Prince gave of two women giving the same tomato and other stuff. Yeah. But sometimes we need to also communicate to
Yes.
our husbands
Husband.
and our wives
Yes.
what we want.
Yes.
Because I quite remember a lady said something. She said she entered into a relationship before, but when she got married, the husband was a virgin. So he didn't know what to do,
Yes.
and the lady, being had experienced before, he was teaching the husband
That is it.
what he should do.
That is it, man.
And now they were happy.
That is it.
So it's better to teach your husband. Hey, one train or the book of baby.
Oh, by children. Oh, you know the possible. Maybe or the question baby. I know because I had them in that. Or the show
So it is better to communicate. You are one flesh. One.
Yes.
I mean, when God joins you together, you become one flesh. So what you like, what you don't like, you just let your husband or your wife know, so that she will treat you.
And most of the time too, please, when we are communicating, let's take critical mind out. Some people just listen to just criticize. So the person, I want to tell you something, but I'm afraid you are going to criticize me on it.
Yeah, that's
so
point
I
two
try
is very...
not to communicate my feelings or my ideas of what I want to do.
Yeah.
If maybe we are ready to listen without criticizing. If you are able to develop that trust in each other, that
right.
I know if I say it, my husband or my wife is not going to criticize me, or is not going to say something that will discourage me. I will feel free to do that. But if you are only there to listen for me to tell you, so that you say you criticize me, it also prevents me from coming to you. So we should also be mindful of that aspect. We should listen without criticizing. Listening first. Listen more.
Yeah. For example, when you cook and there is a little salt, the salt is too much, and you say, "Oh, today you did very well, but the salt was 2 patches maybe."
You see?
So that one, you are not thinking of but the person has jumped to conclusion that too it's really affects marriage. Is that if you did not get a God-fearing woman or a God-fearing man who would take things into consideration, you might end up in separation, which is not, good. So I think we have a little message. I think Auntie said, "Hey, Diamond Prince."
Hey, what did I say?
Auntie, Diamond Prince is you. And we have Mr. Solomon Ade. Say good morning from South Africa.
Oh. Wow.
So, Mr. Ade, good morning to you. Thank you for...
Good evening from Japan.
Yeah, good evening from Japan. Thank you so much. Yes. So, Mommy, I think our time is up, and I want you to summarize. 1 minute.
Yeah. So, as we have been saying, communication is very important.
Yes.
Listen more without criticizing.
That's right.
And try to know your husband or your wife's love language.
That's right.
What is his or her priority, and try as much as possible to do it for him or her. And the last thing I want to say is every kind of change that you want, you have to be the change. If you want love, sow love. If you want a present, sow it. Any kind of, if you want peace, sow peace. Any kind of thing you want, sow it, and you reap it in abundance.
Amen. Okay.
I also want to say that I think we had a fruitful discussion from the communication aspect to now. And what I want to say is that for marriage, each and every one, what may be applicable to other marriages may not be other. So you look at your situation and you use it to solve your problems. Even though we try to copy other people, yes, we can copy the good side of others and bring it. That is not a problem. But sometimes when I check whether that good thing that you are copying, will it fit into the marriage, that it will not be a square peg in a round hole. So what I want to say finally, I think today is my last day on Home Sweet Home.
I'm afraid. Yes, you see, your program husband is leaving you. From next week, he will not be available.
Yes,
because he has to be at a certain place.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, Tiantia, you have to come and see you.
Yes. So officially, I bow out on live program on Home Sweet Home.
my
Yes,
goodness.
yes, so I think that maybe Yah will come and replace me. But you should remember that not everyone walking has or not everyone running has an appointment.
That's right.
But some
Not
but
everyone running has an appointment.
Yes, some have running
Today, dear,
stomach.
we are having some revelations.
Some have running stomach.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it means that you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone, each and
I
every
don't follow
person.
the crowd.
It's true.
Pastor Mensa Otama said one time he was stuck in a traffic and he saw people branching branches, so he also followed. And he followed one car, followed. Finally, the car just branched into his house.
Oh my goodness.
My goodness. So he has to go back. So not everybody running
Running stomach.
Oh my goodness.
So don't compare your marriage to anybody or your home to anybody. You have your own special person.
Special, and God
Yes.
has created every individual in a special way.
Exactly.
So, in a special way, God has created you and your husband. So, you have to acknowledge that. And be careful not to follow those who are running.
Not at all, else you end up in the washroom.
Yes, and also one revelation that we got is that receiving is allowing yourself for a virtue to take out from you.
Exactly.
So if always I want to receive from my husband, I want respect from my husband, I want this from my husband, I want this from my wife, I want this from my husband. Yes, the person will give to you, but a virtue
Has left you.
has left you. So what we must do is also give so that the virtue will take it back. Oh, may God bless you. In fact, today's discussion is in fact a very fruitful discussion, and I know that you are enjoying also, and you will take things into consideration and implement it in your marriage so that your marriage will be under under hey. A very sweet.
Can you read what you are?
Oh my goodness.
Radio wife.
Yes, that was. Hey, he said Diamond Prince has been the best sex therapy in the world. I have a testimony. Please teach Lester. Yeah. Hey, be careful. It's actually go around. Yeah,
I know.
go around.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Okay, so viewers, we thank you so much for being there all the time, and we come to the end of this session, and we will come your way next week with a new year topic. So next week, same time next week, 4 o'clock in Japan time, 4 p.m. Japan time, we will meet live Home Sweet Home program on JafriQ Radio. And I want to thank my producers, Mr. POD. He is here and he's leaving us. So, Mr. POD. And we have DJ Clemsy. Always DJ. Hey, Inspector Moses, the only one inspector in this room. And also the executive producer, Mr. POP. You can call him Nanaya Pop. And my name is Abena Poma Pokufoku. I am the host. Until we meet again next week, we say sayonara.
I go kill you with enjoyment, enjoyment, hey, enjoyment, 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 hey, I go kill you with sugar daddy. to see you shaky, shaky for that. Yeah. Sing for you like